What's up, people? It's your boy H Money with another sports rant. I'm gonna call it a second take because what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna watch first take. They talk about things that I feel like I need to put my 2 cents in on. I'm gonna do a video, call it second take. They got first take, I'm gonna be second take. I'm not gonna do the whole show. I'm not gonna talk about everything. Just a handful of topics, something that maybe I felt like, hey, maybe I just really adamantly disagreed or agreed, or just those are worth talking about. Today, one of the things they talked about was you got J.R. Smith and some of LeBron's people coming out saying LeBron should be MVP. Please. Damn, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. He is not MVP by any stretch this year. And credit to him, I don't think he was going for the MVP, all right? You can't, the guys like Stephen A. pointed out, he took a break in the middle of the year, okay? He checked out of games early on to teach the young guys a lesson or whatever, and he's antagonized his coach, he's antagonized players. It's coming together now, but it's coming together now because of the moves that they have made. Like Stephen A. joked that you could give him the GM of the year because he's forced all these moves. But when it was Kyrie and LeBron and a dysfunctional Kevin Love, they weren't being successful. They were just mediocre. And then when you added Moskov, J.R. Smith, and Shumpert, now things are coming together and they're rolling. So it's been a whole bunch of moves. So LeBron, once again, has been blessed with just great people around him that make him look even better. But still, to me, the most dangerous player on the team is Kyrie Irving. Because Kyrie's the guy that's not afraid of the moment. Now, Kyrie needs LeBron to me more than LeBron needs Kyrie. Okay? Let me say, because Kyrie, you take him back, you take LeBron off the team, they go back to being a non-playoff team, and Kyrie's a one-on-one player scoring 20, 30 points a game, looking great, but he's not playing team ball. That's what LeBron brings to Kyrie. He's giving that experience, that structure of playing team ball to rein in some of your talents or whatever. But for a quarter crunch time, LeBron has somebody to defer to, just like he did with Dwayne Wade. That's what he needs. He needs somebody. He wants to be Batman for 3 quarters and Robin in the 4th quarter. So he needs another person to step up and be Batman. He didn't have that in Cleveland the first round, but he had it with Dwayne Wade to go for championships, and now he's got it in Kyrie Irving. So to me, you can't give that guy MVP. You have to be the guy 4 quarters, whenever, whatever. You're never afraid of the moment. You're a killer. You're an assassin. You're not afraid. You never defer. You defer in the right moments. Don't get me straight. You got to pass sometimes or whatever, but you got to be the man. You cannot be afraid of the moment. And to me, LeBron's never been there. LeBron's a great player. He's had some MVP seasons, but not this year. Now, as to who should be the MVP, you got James Harden, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook are the top 3. To me, if you put LeBron in there in those top 4, to me, the most talented player in the game this season is Russell Westbrook. He is a beast in all phases of the game: offense, defense, assist, rebounding. He's doing it all, and then he is an assassin. He wants to take your heart and beat you down in the process. So he has that going for him more than the other 3. LeBron doesn't have that at all. He's getting a little bit of it this year. I've seen some flashes, but no, LeBron is nowhere near Russell Westbrook. The other 2, Harden still has something to prove. Harden has disappeared in the playoffs in past years. He's not stepped up. Steph Curry is not afraid of the moment. He's not afraid to shoot anywhere, anytime, from any place on the court. Okay, so to me, you got it. Harden has been having a great season. You take him off of Houston, they're not the same team. Really, that's kind of what the MVP is supposed to be about: is who's the most valuable player on their team and elevates their team better than anybody else in the league. Russell Westbrook, I think you have to take him out, even though I think he's the most talented, the most dangerous player, the most feared player of the 3. But if they're not, they still might not even make the playoffs. You can't have an MVP not be in the playoffs. So I go to Harden and Curry. Those are my top 2. And I just think when I look at the 2, when I look at the talent, when I look at what they do for their team, I think Steph Curry at that point guard position and what he does for Golden State, to me, I just think you take him off, Golden State, it just doesn't run like it's running. Steph Curry, to me, is the most valuable player in the league this year. Just my opinion. I wouldn't have a problem if Harden got it. I wouldn't have a problem if Westbrook got it. But please don't bring up LeBron James. He is not the MVP this season, not even close. Let's see. Another topic they talked about, we're talking about Geno Smith and the Jets. Should the Jets move on? I don't think it's at the point yet. The jury can still be out whether they should move on from Geno Smith, but he should not be their starter. He shouldn't have been their starter the past 2 seasons ever. I mean, his first year, of course, Sanchez went down, so they had to go to him. But if what you have now, okay, you have these GMs drafting these guys, and that's their guy, and they want them to start. And you got these coaches. These coaches in the NFL have been around long enough that they can tell in practice when they first start, they can see these young kids are not ready. They're not ready. They need to sit on the bench just like the Titans did with Steve McNair, or the Oilers at the time with Steve McNair. Sit them down a season, let them learn, be patient. But then you got, like what you had in New York, Idzik. Geno Smith, my guy, I need him starting. Mark Sanchez was Rex Ryan's guy. So what happened when Mark Sanchez got hurt, if it had been left up to the coach, who is the most experienced guy in making these decisions, to make the decision and say, Mark Sanchez is my guy, Geno's going to sit this year and learn, Mark Sanchez wouldn't have been out there, because that's what Rex was doing when he got hurt. He was trying to prove, he was trying to put it out there so that everybody could see, look, Sanchez is our best bet. So he was like arguing with Idzik, through the game. If he had his way, which is what it should have been, he wouldn't have had Mark Sanchez out there at that time, because he wouldn't have had nothing to prove. He would have had his say. Mark Sanchez was the guy Geno was going to sit. Okay, last year, there was no way he should have started over Michael Vick. Now, were they going to be really successful with Vick? No, because Vick's he's definitely on the downside of his career, and he's injury prone and whatnot, but Geno Smith should not have been the starter. And I'm not knocking this kid. I don't necessarily like him personality-wise. All the stuff we heard about when he was through the combine and everything, the way he was just standoffish to people and indifferent. He doesn't seem like a leadership type of guy. He's really got a lot of maturing to do. That's why I think he needs to sit. I think he could still, learn a couple of years, could still come back and be a serviceable starter in the NFL. I don't know that he could ever be great, but you never know. But he just needs some time to mature and learn. Get all this pressure, this spotlight off of him. He's not a starter. He's not going to be anytime soon right now. Right now, Fitzpatrick is their best bet. But as far as just cutting bait and totally moving on, I don't know what it is at that point. But yeah, definitely Geno Smith is not the face of the Jets, and he needs to sit and he needs to learn. Now, Spieth. I'm not a big golf fan, but yes, he had a huge win at the Masters. He's a young guy. It's very impressive. I have to agree with Stephen A. on this one that I think it's just overkill the way they're trying to hype and beef this guy up, and I think it's going to be negative towards him. I mean, they're putting all this pressure on this guy. I mean, let's look at it. Okay, you got Tiger Woods, all right, breaks into golf, which, look, we all know the barriers that exist in the sport of golf still to this day, that old generation racism that, it's been a all-white sport for a long time. So for Tiger Woods, a man of black ethnicity, to come into golf and become the greatest player, ruffled a lot of feathers. And we saw it play out in the media throughout his career, even when he was winning and being great and doing nothing wrong before the scandal. But you had a lot of people within golf having to bite their tongues because, one, this dude's making us a whole lot of money. He's making golf relevant. Okay. Two, they don't want to get, bad publicity of being that old generation racist establishment. So they bit their tongue. But then, wow, the scandal breaks. Now we can vent. Some frustration with this guy. Now it's not going to be viewed as racism. We about this. Talk some dislike about Tiger Woods. Now it's about the scandal. It's about him cheating on his wife. Which, yes, it was horrible. Okay. And he hasn't been the same since. And it's been sad to see. I'm not a fan of people in their personal lives doing horrible things. But I'm a sports fan, and I love sports greatness, no matter what sport. I don't care for hockey, but if you're Wayne Gretzky, I have nothing but utmost respect for that. Tiger Woods, utmost respect for his greatness in the sport. And it's just been sad to see. I mean, yes, he brought it on himself, making no excuses, but he has never recovered mentally. And if you just take that scandal out of the equation, he has already broken the majors win record, and he's still that feared Tiger Woods, in my opinion. Okay, that just mentally he has checked out. He has never been the same. So what you have right now, there's some racial undertones, which I think Stephen A. kind of hints at towards everything. All this, just everything praise that they're laying on Spieth right now. The golf world is looking to fill that void. There's a huge void now that Tiger is not Tiger. And they're looking to fill that void quick. MJ started this, when MJ came and just changed the marketing aspect of an athlete. How big they can get being that global icon. Muhammad Ali was, but never like where you had shoes, clothes, videos, movies, everything. You know, you can see what it can do for a sport, but you can also see what happens because everybody that came into the league after MJ's retirement, if you were talented, you had to live with that pressure of, are you going to be the next MJ? Who's the next MJ? Who's the next MJ? So now, same thing exists in all sports, but now you got this happening in golf. Who's the next Tiger? And you see what happened to Rory McIlroy. They reaped all this praise on him too soon because that pressure has been wearing him down and he hasn't been the same since. Let these guys be who they are and let them grow. Spieth deserves all the praise he's getting as far as, yes, a great win. Congratulations. You know, go do some great interviews. Go do David Letterman or whatnot. But, I mean, like Stephen A. points out, they're bringing up stuff like, you know, oh, he doesn't cuss. Every points that they're making is so obvious that it's just they want to show that he is the anti-Tiger. Tiger does this, he doesn't. Tiger doesn't do this, he does. Things that really don't matter. Who cares if he cusses or not? Of course, we might not hear him all the time, but look, come on, man. Just that stuff doesn't matter. Let it be about golf. Let him enjoy his win. Praise him for his win. But let him earn the next great. You know, let him, don't throw all that and put all this extra pressure on this young guy that's up and coming. It could be a great ambassador for the sport, but you're going to put all this pressure on him too early, and you never know. He still might shine and come through, but now that pressure is going to always be the next tournament. I'm expected to win because of what I did at the Masters and all this praise they're reaping all over me. Now I'm expected to win every time I come out. You know, and I think that's bad for these kids, man. These young guys, let them grow. Let them get their own identity. Let them build their own legacies. Celebrate the win. Congratulations on your win. Not trying to take nothing from it, but it's sad to see the way the media is just throwing all this on you because really a lot of it is not just about you. It's about, you know, we need to distance Tiger. It's time to get rid of Tiger, and we're going to set up the new next guy in sports and in golf. Just, you know, let it go. Let it be. I think that's about all I want to talk about today. So, as always, God bless. Peace.